Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and finally, this is
Jennifer. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. I have genuinely missed everyone on the pod. If you've been listening the last couple of weeks, you know that I was out on vacation, plus kids, breaks, holidays. It was a busy December for me. But
yeah,
I am so
I'm
happy to be
sure for
back.
everybody,
For
man.
everyone.
I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody is very pleased that we are moving forward into the new year, into
Heck yeah.
January, and just getting back to whatever our normal is, right?
Right?
Whatever normal is for everybody. But
I'm very excited for this topic today because I think it's going to help, give everyone a sense of direction for the year. I'm excited for it. As long as we've been doing and creating content and learning how to market on social media, there has been a lot of shifting going on. And I'm going to enjoy talking about the future, the predictions that we're going to share with you guys today.
yeah, so happy 2026, everybody.
Happy
And
2026.
yeah, we want to talk about some predictions that we have just based off of the fact that we've been doing this for over 3 years now.
Yep.
And like Jennifer said, stuff changes constantly. And I feel like we were pretty spot on with our 2025 predictions. And looking into 2026 and seeing how content has kind of shifted over the last couple of months, even, this is going to be a great discussion. So,
I love it.
2026 predictions. The biggest one for me is micro dramas. And I heard this from Adley, somebody who I admire and respect, another marketer and content creator. Heard this from her a couple of weeks ago. And if you don't know what a micro drama is, it's like a mini soap opera. That's the best way I can explain it from
Sure.
my mom's years of watching Bold and Beautiful and Young and Restless, right? It's just
Yeah.
those short, tiny emotional moments that get people to stick around,
Mhm.
showing some type of relatable conflict, but I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just something that other people, when they're scrolling, doom scrolling, they can relate to you in one way, shape, or form.
100%. I think what we got to remember when we do these kinds of content, is it needs to be relatable with what you're trying to offer. I don't think talking about paleontology, if you are a botanist, is really going to be a good
Right.
decision. If you get my drift, right? Don't talk about something that's so far left field that it won't make any sense. You have to tie the emotion to what you're trying to offer someone with these micro dramas. They have to connect to it, and then it has to make sense along with what it is you're doing. I think, and I've been trying to study this myself because the way people are watching content now, we know already, we talked about this all last year. The hook gets them to stay. You need to catch them with your audio, with your visual, with your text on screen, with the appropriate hooks. These things take practice, they take time, they take a lot of testing,
And
and I
research.
think yeah,
Research.
it's not so much acting on screen for your community that you're trying to build. It's just simply letting them into your world to love you. And then from there, they will follow and hopefully go into whatever it is that you have to offer. Like Candace and myself, we're content creators, we're coaches. We're helping you understand how you should do your content so that you can make the sales that you are looking forward to. And this is a difficult thing, I think, because when I was getting started, I was so much into the buy this now context
Yeah.
rather than this is what I'm doing and this is how it's helping me and this is what might help you. That shift is going away, thank goodness, because we're all learning, we're all evolving. I think the people who may have been selling those products back in the day aren't even on those anymore because they jump ship. And I think now it's, the biggest shift that we are seeing is just people want to connect emotionally, human to human on social media. We're tired of seeing AI. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
the deep fake AI that comes across my screen is just annoying so much. And we can point it out. And we're very
Mm-hmm.
frustrated as human beings when we see all of this crap. So, showing off your ability to understand your audience through using those emotional reactions and everyday tension just to say, I didn't realize this was going to happen when I quit my job. And then go into the storytelling part. And we're going to
Yeah.
get into that.
Yeah, some examples of hooks for micro dramas can be um this this one troll or this one comment almost made me delete the app.
Mm,
I wasn't prepared for this when I started doing this. Nobody warned me this could happen after whatever. After I quit my job, after I went viral, after I posted my first piece of content, after I started cooking. I mean, you could fill that in with anything. And then just making that instant emotional hook where
mhm.
somebody can see themselves in what you're saying. And it doesn't have to be 3 minutes long
Ooh,
explaining whatever, just short and sweet, little micro drama. And we have a little formula for you. You've got your moment and then the tension, the realization, and then the truth, like what you realized at the very end. And of course, you want to put your CTA in there, whether that's follow me if you felt this, or
mm,
if you depends on what it is, what your goal is for that post, because I'm going to go back to every post needs to have one goal. You want to get followers, you want to get sales, you want to get something out of that post, engagement. So make sure you tell people what to do. So,
100%. I agree with that. It's all in how you really do have to engineer your content to get the reaction that you want to achieve from your people that you're trying to reach out to. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes practice, but it is possible to know what you want to see. I think one creator or one mentor of ours that I've listened to a lot lately is you need to know what reaction you want in your comment section first and then
mhm,
backtrack it from there. And
mhm,
what would create someone to say, oh my God, I wasn't prepared for that part of it either.
yeah,
When you're a new mom and it's a whole new life that you're going from being no parent to being a mom, and now you don't understand what's going on emotionally. Like that's a huge transition. So many can relate to that, and you're going to find hundreds of thousands even comments in those areas where people are going to relate to just that statement of, I didn't feel like this when I was not pregnant and now I do.
right.
It's like that's the kind of thing that you got to work at, and really dig into where you want your comments to go. And then from there, your call to action would be, if you feel this, like Candace just said, if you feel this, hit follow, share this with somebody who's going through it, something like that. Because the idea there is, and this can be one of, I know we talk about this also, is like a pillar, a content pillar, or a structure or a topic that you choose to do. This can fall in line with that. And we've talked about this in the past. So go back and check out some of our previous episodes. We do break those down in great detail.
Mhm.
This is just another layer, another flavor to add into the pot.
Yep. Number two, and this, I've been saying this. Oh my gosh, I've been saying this for years, and I'm so glad that it's finally like catching
Catching
on.
on.
You are the niche. You're the niche. That is a fact. You are the niche. People are following you.
Mm,
They're not following because of the one topic that you talked about or whatever, right? All of that falls under your pillars. But again, that goes back to you being the niche. If you're the niche, you don't have to worry about changing anything. If you're going to create content for 5 years, you're not going to talk about the same thing every day for 5 years. You're going to burn out. You're going to burn out your audience. It,
right.
it's you are the niche. You are the reason people follow. Information is everywhere. Tutorials go out of style so quick, right? Like they go out of style because everything is constantly changing and evolving. But your personality doesn't change. You are who you are. And what does that mean exactly? You are the niche.
I
Jennifer.
totally agree with all of that. And this was something I struggled with when Candace would say it to me all the time. Like, I don't understand. I don't even know the niche. That clearly meant I didn't know myself at the time.
Right?
And over time, I've come to learn that you are the niche means my personal tone, how I come across on screen through my speaking content, through my text content. When I use words, am I using the right formula of words? And when I say
Mhm.
formula, I just mean, am I putting the right words together that get the right attraction?
Yeah.
And in my stories, my opinions, things that I share about, with my behind the scenes life that I show to the followers that, choose to watch me in my stories and my experiences that I have lived. Those are all things that give me my uniqueness, that give you your
Mhm.
personality. And these are the things that when you're starting to learn marketing, your brain gets so concentrated on, I need to make $1 right this minute. You forget about the personal part. You just jump right to being the greasy salesman that nobody likes to listen to. And you overlook the fact that you have a personality that could shine brighter than the thing that you're trying to sell or the offer that you're trying to give to somebody. And like Candace did say, you're not going to talk about the same offer for 5 years. You're going to change eventually from,
Yeah, you're
what
gonna
you're
grow. You're going to learn
going to grow.
new things and you're gonna
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, one thing that Candace and I have going for us is that we are two different types of creators.
Mhm.
And we have proven to each other that one personality type can attract so much quicker than the other. And that's not saying anything bad against anybody. That's just saying that our personalities shine differently.
Mhm.
And yours can too. The way to harness that is by taking all of these pieces and all of these factors and putting them into play for yourself and learning, a lot. When you first get your first job, guys, you don't start out knowing how to do the job. You have to
Right.
actually learn, make the mistakes, and then continue forward. If you stick it out, I've been in my job for 21 years with the place that I work for, and I have learned quite a bit. I'm still learning because
Mhm.
along with technology, medicine changes, and that's my field. And it's not ever going to stay the same. So I'm always going to be learning. You have to be willing to continue to learn and fail while you go through these processes because along with your personality, you're not ever going to stay the same. You're going to change, you're going to grow, you're going to become a different person eventually. And take us along for that ride. There's nothing that says you can't do that. If there's people saying this is the only way you should market, please run.
Yeah, run. There's only one way to do it. That is
There is
so
not
not
only
true.
one way. Not only one
That is
way.
not true at all.
Not
And
at
we
all.
know that. We know that from experience.
Right.
But that's what you're bringing to the table when you are the niche, when you're sharing about who you are. You're sharing your life experience. You're sharing your the funny things, the sad things, everything, right? You
Yeah.
share who you are and what makes you the person that you are, your core memories, right? From
Hmm.
inside out,
Right.
core memories that shape who you become. And two creators can post the exact same tip,
Hmm.
but the one who feels most familiar to their audience is always going to do better. And that goes back to repetition,
Yep.
which I'm sure we'll talk about because we talk about that quite a bit.
Hmm.
But you're the niche, you're the brand. It's you. Period. That's why in the beginning we were like, okay, we don't talk about a product right away. When we were doing the make money online thing, you don't talk about your product because you want people to connect with you. And then you get them to trust you. And then and then they convert to sales eventually,
Yep. I
but
think one
not
thing
right
that I
away.
always heard was stories sell, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the key, but there's so much more behind that.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, sharing your opinion, sharing your opinion is going to weed out all the people that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And, you share your opinion, somebody's always going to have something to say, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Like somebody's always going to have something to say, which brings engagement. So
Yeah.
if you could stand 10 toes down on an opinion of something, then you should speak about it. And
And
I
I know
mean,
that's something, yeah, that's something that you're really great at. And I love hearing your series right now about things you're not doing at 40.
that one's been fun. I got to record a bunch of, I did it like a um bulk,
Oh,
and I'm
good.
down to like two now, so I got to record a bunch more, but I was
Nice.
bulk recording a bunch so I would just have them in the queue for the holidays especially.
And I think what the extra layer that you're adding into your content by using that as a series piece is you're showing the people you're following and anybody else who you are, which
Mhm.
just makes them enjoy you or not enjoy you even more. And that's
Right.
something that, and I would say if there was any challenge that we should start this month is to start a piece like that, things I'm not doing
Yeah.
at whatever, right? At whatever point
Yeah.
of life you live in right now. I think that's something that a lot of people could probably get into. So when we're going,
Things I don't subscribe to as a content
there
creator.
we go. That's a great one too, and I think that would be very helpful. Not only does it, like we are talking about already, repel people, it draws in the right kind of people that agree with
Yep.
you. And it's all about, if you speak out and you speak the thoughts your audience is thinking but won't say, that just makes you stand up higher even more. And hopefully that brings to light, anything that you're trying to come across with products or sales or whatever. But most importantly, just who you are, because that's the trust that you have to start to build with your audience.
Yeah. Yep. You are the niche.
You are the niche.
Love it. All right, number 3, storytelling. Storytelling is going to be huge. Not that it hasn't always been huge, but people are looking for this now more than ever. Like the old way of, like, I did this thing, buy my product. People don't want that anymore. They want a connection with other people. It's shifted so much,
Oh yeah.
Jennifer. Don't you
Yeah.
agree?
Oh yeah. I
I
mean, I think probably 8 months ago we stopped kind of subscribing to all of those people that
Mhm.
that was the way that they achieved their success. It worked for them, but it didn't
Yeah.
work for the hundreds of or thousands of people that were listening to them, because we are all different people. And like we already stated, this is not a one size fits all business strategy. You do have to
Yeah.
play into your specifics about you and who you are and the way that you come across on the screen, whether you're doing faceless content, speaking only content, no speaking content. It's all in how you're showing up. And it's not just by creating something that, catches people's attention with just a hook anymore. It's more like they want to be drawn in without knowing they're getting drawn in. And that's,
Mm-hmm.
again, that's something that it takes practice and you got to try it over and over again. I think something that we're noticing or that Candace has been finding pretty popular is POV. I think you do that a lot with your content, right?
I mean, I've been trying to test different things, especially because I'm doing a lot more speaking videos. The hook, man, the hook is what makes or breaks you. I mean, in any, but especially the storytelling, because if you can't keep them around in the first 3 seconds when they read your little text on screen, they're
You're
gone.
done. Yep, you're
You're
done.
done. Yeah. And finding that has been difficult. But some things that I've kind of discovered is the POV. Somebody we have talked about numerous times, the social dad. Um he that's all he uses.
Yeah.
POV, you're a dad that never had this growing up. POV, you're a husband that wants your wife to blah, blah, blah. POV, your wife wants blah, 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 right? And that's what he uses constantly. So it's working. Dude's got like millions of followers across all the platforms, right? So
Yeah.
POV is huge. And what I started a speaking series that was like nobody talks about this. But then I didn't say what it is that I was talking about. So the text on screen hook was initially nobody talks about this, but I will kind of a thing. But it's like, well, what are you talking about? Why should I listen? So that
Mhm.
was a testing thing for me, just explaining more. Maybe an opinion piece again, if you can stand 10 toes down on something, throw that in there as the hook, right? Like
Yeah.
I didn't expect blah 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 to work, but whatever. And then you start speaking about it. When you take that storytelling piece and you pair it up with a micro drama and give that little bit of emotion, it keeps people around. People want to stay. They want to come back and look at your videos, right? They want to be involved in that mini soap opera.
I find myself being drawn in to the exact same thing when I watch, I think one of my favorite on my lifestyle account, I'm following another lifestyle creator, Lindsay Girk, and she
Oh
is
yeah.
someone who is just unapologetically her all the time. Everything she does doesn't matter if she's sitting on the toilet crapping or if she's singing in her bathroom. She is amazing doing whatever she does because she's just her. And her
Yeah.
personality just comes through. I think my favorite thing with her way of telling a story, this is how she's found her pattern, her formula that has grown her account, I feel. She will reenact conversations with her children throughout the
Yeah.
day. And she records those and posts them. And it's insane, the comment sections, because there are so many individuals, so many parents that are in the comment section saying, that's my kid, that's my life. And that's the kind of thing that you got to keep in mind when you're, looking for a repeatable piece of structure framing that you
Mhm.
can do for your own account. That's one idea. We talked about the social dad as another creator. He again does the POV content, and he's a DIY guy, so he's a construction guy, and he builds things. He tears things apart. He shows us and takes us through what he does in his community and the schools that he does.
Mhm.
That has been a thing that he's been doing very well at. And these are so when you're researching your content, these are the kinds of people that you should be looking to kind of recreate in your own way on your own account, whatever your topic is. So if you are into gardening, if you are into, DIY and I don't know, cars or whatever, go and find those creators that do have those hundreds of thousands of followers following them. Study their content. See what is their most popular hook. Like Candace said, we noticed that the POV is a very popular hook for the one creator. The other creator, she's telling her, recreating her kid's life as each character plays out. She is the one singular actress playing her
Mhm.
toddler son and her husband. So it's like these are the things that you got to keep in mind and make
Mhm.
yourself notes for when you're trying. And you don't know that this is what's happening when you're doing the research, but when you break it down, when you reverse engineer all of those pieces and all of those steps, that is eventually what's going to lead to the retention that keeps the people sticking around. And that's
Mhm.
what we're trying to get you, to go out and try on your own. It's
Mm.
hard to do. And that's why we have this community because we want to walk you through those ideas. So I don't want to go too much longer into that, but
No,
um,
but test, 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 test,
test,
test
test, test.
everything.
This is
Everything
all
is a
a testing
test.
ground.
Yep. Everything is a test. And you know
Yeah,
what? If it doesn't work, you look at why it didn't work.
that too.
Oh, never mind. Let's just go into our circle hack, which is pretty much what I was just about to say. But
That's
like,
okay.
look at your old posts. Here's your
Yeah.
circle hack. Go through some of your old posts, go on Instagram or TikTok and go into your back office, your professional dashboard, whatever. Look at
Hmm.
your top 10 reels,
Yeah.
right? And just redo them a little bit. Look at the hooks on some of the stuff that maybe didn't work, the stuff you didn't get the retention on. Look at
Hmm.
those and see how you can change that. And even it could be just as simple as the hooks. So, for example, like I said, I've been doing a lot more talking reels lately. They're very successful on TikTok, not so much on Instagram, FYI, for me. But now I can go back because I've done quite a few of them over the last month. I could go back. I can pull up the reel, see where people dropped off. Was it in the first 3 seconds, 5 seconds?
Right.
It's probably the hook. So then I can rewrite the hook or I can cut the fat, trim the fat, right? How can I make this better, faster, stronger? And in a couple of, I told you I had started out with no one talks about this, but I will. But but just reframe that a bit because it is a series, but it doesn't have to say the same thing every time. So it could be, this doing this was harder than I expected. Quitting my job was harder than I expected. Um, Content almost didn't work for me, and here's why. Things
Hmm.
that are going to trigger something in somebody's mind to say, well, I need to keep watching.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
felt
the
that way too. So maybe they have an
right.
answer.
It's the same idea. You're just repurposing that piece of content because you don't just want to try something one time. If you try it one time and it flops, you got to figure out why it flopped. Otherwise,
Right.
you're just going to keep trying to recreate the wheel for no reason. And
Best
trust
advice.
us, we know. We know. So just take your good posts, your bad posts, whatever, look through them, give yourself an audit. Find ones that you might be able to trim the fat, switch up the hook, whatever, and you reuse it. Same
Hmm.
idea. It's just 2026 energy instead of 2025 energy.
Right. Yep.
And that is how you will discover, I have, and Jennifer, you too. We have a collection of videos that we know no matter what text we put on those videos, it's always going to land because it's the video,
Yeah.
right? We've
Yep.
got that library after creating content for 3 years, 4 years, whatever. We have that library of things. You can do the same things with hooks. That's what the social dad is doing. POV worked for
Yeah.
him a few times. So he said, well, shit, I'll just do it this way all the time. And it
Yeah.
works. So there's no reason for you to continue to recreate the wheel. If something is working in a lot of ways, but not all the ways, just take a look at it and see how you can make it better.
Small little changes might be the big thing that just takes off. You never actually know until you try. And again, you can't continue to put yourself between the rock and a hard place, right? It's never going to work. It's never going to change if you keep making the same mistakes over and over again. This is a new year, brand new ideas, and we're bringing a whole new energy to this. So I really would love to see, if you have a video that you want us to check out, share it with us on our
Yeah.
Instagram, on the social circle on Instagram, and or just drop it into, the podcast episode here. I want to
Yeah.
see if we can help you guys figure something out. If you're stuck, if you don't know how to recreate an idea, or adjust something if you want to adjust it, let us know. And I know we're happy to help out.
Absolutely. Tag the social at the social circle VIP if it's on Instagram. Tag it and we'll take a look at it and we'll give you feedback.
For
That's
sure.
what we're here for. We want to help people get there faster than we did,
Yeah.
120,000%. So, okay, circle hack. Now we're going to move on to number 4 for our predictions. Content moving from helpful to felt. Content content that connects with people. It's not just educating people, but it's also connecting with people.
Hmm.
So gosh, back in the old, this one creator used to do the same thing every time. Oh, you want to start affiliate marketing? This is all you do. And she did the point and click, do this, do
Hmm.
that. I haven't seen that for a while, honestly. Maybe that's my algorithm, but people want to learn from through a connection with you, whether that's emotional. Well, most of the time it's going to be emotional,
Right.
and they want you to be honest with them.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest key there is just don't give fluff. Nobody wants it. Nobody's scrolling to look for it. They're literally picking up their phones, scrolling through an app to distract them from whatever it is they're doing. They don't
Mhm.
want to come online and look for something unless they're strategically looking for a purpose. That's a different topic. But most of the people that you are trying to reach out to in the audience here are just random people that you're hoping will find you and like what you have to say, what you're offering, what you're talking about, whatever it is you're showing up for. Just you got to remember that is that people are not actively looking to be taught something.
Nobody's going to go, look, if I want to figure out how to do something, I'm not going to go to Instagram.
Right.
I'm not going to
Candace
go to
goes
TikTok.
YouTube all the way.
I'm going to YouTube. Exactly. So it's different strategy there, obviously. But I mean, a lot of people watch YouTube shorts as well, just to release from real life. But most of the time when people pick up their phone to get on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, it's because they're bored, it's because they're, doom scrolling, they're trying to relax at night, whatever. So it's not like anybody's searching on Instagram how to cook a fish or how to make money online or how to whatever. So it's all about helping people feel seen
Hmm. Yeah.
in what you're saying. Teach
And
them
that's,
through your experience. And
yeah.
this we started telling a couple folks in our community this a few months ago. Show people, take them with you on the journey. Show them what you're doing. It's one of my biggest regrets in my content creation journey is 3 years ago when I didn't just do a live or do a video. This is what I'm learning today because I have learned so much in the
Hmm.
last 3 years that I could have done content every freaking day based on what I was doing that day. What am I learning? What mistakes did I make? And then saying the things that people think, but they won't say out loud
Yeah, exactly.
because not everybody is a content creator. Not everybody is going to be able to share an opinion like that because of various reasons. And I mean, most of it, starts with your mindset. Jennifer
Oh,
and I are
yeah.
constantly preaching about that. That's the first thing is your mindset. If you can let go immediately about what anybody else is going to think about you, you're already winning.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Like
gosh.
you're
Biggest,
already
yes.
winning. Everything after that is a little bit easier, but your mindset is the hardest thing. So if you're ready, like if you can jump out the gate, sharing your experience, sharing what you're doing, bringing people on the journey with you, that's a win. That's a win in all the research I've done with content creators that started like that or that
Yeah.
that started a series with that or whatever. But it's that repetition helping people feel like grabbing an emotion and talking about that, making somebody feel something
Yeah.
in
And you
your
also have to
educational
remember,
content.
you also don't know how many times somebody's watching you on repeat, or they're just watching, forgetting, and coming back and saying, "Oh, that's why I like that person."
Yeah.
So you got to keep those things in mind too. It's not simply asking yourself, "Can this help someone?" What you have to do is reframe that statement into, "Is someone feeling seen from this?" And
Yeah.
that should be, I think that would the purpose of this conversation is that's the prediction for the 2026 year in content is, are we
Mhm.
helping people to feel seen? Because that's a huge, huge thing. Not just on social media, but as a person, just in
Right.
general, living life. Everyone wants to feel seen for something. And if you're able to tap into that, you're just going to be skyrocketing even higher, even better than before. So I think this is something, you just have to stop focusing so much if that's where you were, or you've gotten into this brand new, never heard of it. Used to be the focus of buy my product. We're not doing
Yeah.
that anymore. We're helping you feel seen. How do we help you feel seen? Are we connecting with you through what we're helping share with you through our
Hmm.
experiences? Because we've learned different things, different ways, and the way that we are sharing that with other people is just in our personalities, and all of this ties together. So definitely got to
Yeah.
remind yourself, it's, not creating content, you're creating moments. That's something that you got to remind yourself of when you are creating content.
Yeah. The micro dramas, storytelling, relatability,
Yeah.
and lead with emotions. That's how you can win in 2020. That's our predictions
Yeah.
for 2026, right? Just like Jennifer said, you're creating moments, not just content. You want to make your personality be obvious to people so that they click that follow button.
Hmm.
Because if you're fake, people will know.
Or if
And
you're
then
like
if,
everybody else,
yeah,
they'll just keep
that's true.
scrolling.
And then if you want to teach or you want to I guess, educate, anchor that with a story, right? Tell
Right.
the people why they should listen to you, teach them about this thing.
Yep.
And that's that winning. It'll be
Winning.
slow. It'll be a slow roll if you're starting new, but that's okay. And that's where you can test and you can perfect and you can get your hooks right because that's the hardest part.
It is. It is really. And
It
I
really
think
is.
that's where, I would love to come back to this conversation in 6 months, even 3 months, and just see where we all are, because I think that a lot of what we're talking about with predictions today is we're going to start seeing a lot more of these things. And that's simply because of social media changes every 6 months anyway. There's always some kind of an update that is removing something, adding something, what have you. And who knows if we're going to have one of these platforms ever,
Yeah. Yeah,
Politics
you're
gets
right.
in there and takes something away. I don't know, but
You never
it's just you
know.
don't know what's going to change. But in the meantime, test, test, test. Always be testing.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yes, that's very true.
But anyways, 2026, guys, and we are excited for this year and to continue the pod. And thank you to all of our listeners out there, either listening on any one of the many platforms you can get this podcast. But if you're watching on our YouTube too, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you guys and wish you the happiest and healthiest New Year's. We made
It's going to
it.
be an awesome new year, everybody. So, everybody, thank you again for listening. I appreciate you. I know Candace appreciates you. And if you are interested in getting some more additional help with whatever we've talked about today, join us on Instagram. We are at the Social Circle VIP. Candace is at Just the Blended Wells on her account. I am at Jen_Radillac on my account. And come and join us inside of our community on School and subscribe if you want to hear more episodes like this one. If you know of somebody who is interested in this kind of thing, share this episode with them. Let them know we are on everywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube, and what is it, Amazon, Spotify, all the
All of
places.
them. Yeah. iHeartRadio, Amazon,
iHeartRadio.
Apple,
We are
uh,
out there, guys, and
everywhere.
we appreciate your time today with us. And I hope this episode was insightful. And I really can't wait to see, where 2026 is going. So drop some of your handles in there. Let us check you guys out if you have questions. And
Yeah.
I will hopefully be seeing everyone next week with no issues. We're back in
Yay.
school with the kids, so life should be normal again.
Normal ish.
Normal-ish.
My life is never normal, but
No,
that's
no,
okay.
no.
Anyways, have a great week,
Have
everybody,
a
and
great
thanks
week.
for listening.
Have a great week.